Doesn't anybody know who Rip Van Winkle was? I have no idea. Raise your hand if you don't know who Rip Van Winkle was. Just raise your hand. It's almost time to die.
So, is there any piece of American folklore that you're familiar with?
I would say yes. I've had a couple classes that go over some American folklore.
I was thinking of like the Appalachian stuff, so like Mothman,
Okay.
Bigfoot,
Yeah.
kind of the big ones. I mean, that's kind of stuff I heard and watched a lot growing up. So.
First thing I think of is like old people, like old clothes and stuff like that, like with an apron or something.
Like American Revolution type stuff?
Yes.
Winkle. John Henry.
John Henry? Okay. So first let's talk about John Henry. What do you know about John Henry?
He's a big guy who works on the railroad, and he
True.
does it really hard and dies.
Yeah, tragic. So what do you know about Rip Van Winkle?
I know that he gets lost in time, has no clue where he is. Everyone gets mad because I think he's
Like Billy Pilgrim.
he's like a crown loyalist, I think, and then they don't realize why someone else is in the painting on the wall. So he's a confused guy.
He does get a bit confused, especially with time.
Then, do you know any specific details of the story of Rip Van Winkle or how it relates to American folklore? It is, I guess, like technically a thought on the fact that he is not present in America's.
I know who he is, but he's a writer, isn't he? No, he's a folklore guy.
He's part of a story that was written
Yeah.
by someone.
He's not related to Huckleberry Finn, is he?
No,
Well,
not quite.
I know he had a boat, and he like went down a river or something. I only know that because this Alabama song, what is it, Mountain Music?
Come on.
Couldn't tell you a thing about it.
You don't know Rip Van Winkle?
I couldn't tell you. Did he write a book?
Washington Irving's Rip Van Winkle is a classic American tale of a man by the same name who ventures into the woods to escape the irritation of his wife Dame. Rip comes across a peculiar man while enjoying the scenery and is prompted to follow him. Rip spends an eventful evening with these men and falls into a deep sleep after drinking and dancing with them. He wakes up in the same location where he first saw this man, unable to find his dog and realizing his gun has deteriorated seemingly overnight. When he returns to town, Rip is shocked to realize that he doesn't recognize anybody he passes and there's a new flag flying. While he was in the woods, he missed the entirety of the American Revolution. Dame, Rip's wife, is an oppressive force in his life. This ever-present control and demands from Dame is Irving's attempt at portraying the experience of the American people under British rule. Rip's venture into the forest is representative of the American people's attempt to escape Britain, and his relief to find that Dame has died after his experience represents the American people's collective relief and joy at being independent. The reader is left unsure at the end of the story whether Rip Van Winkle had experienced a dream or was the victim of some sort of magic. Irving has Rip wake up from his dream that felt like one night to realize that a significant amount of time had passed. The dream motif is used, in this case, to signify that the American people likely felt like the revolution happened incredibly quickly and left them in an entirely new and unfamiliar situation. Irving's use of characterization and the dream motif are extremely effective in immersing the reader in the experience of the American Revolution. Said revolution happened quickly, seemingly overnight, and was shocking to the people. However, the citizens were also relieved to be freed from Britain's rule and excited to start a country of their own. These feelings are reflected in the experience that Rip Van Winkle has in the woods of the Catskill Mountains. Given this historical context, it is no surprise that the story of Rip Van Winkle has transcended classic literature and become a prominent piece of American folklore.
Cool.
Sounds very cool.
Were you enlightened by that?
Yeah. I mean, didn't know much about him before. All I knew was from that one song. So hey.
Yes, I did learn something.
I'm really glad.
Rip Van Winkle, I love that. Like, I know who that is now. I'm going to go look him up after this.
edit this out. If we mess up or anything, let's edit it out.
I'm freaked out. Immediately started freaking. Okay.
Felt like the revolution. Okay, the revolution? What am I talking about?
The American Revolution has gone by.
Is it 100 years?
No. Hold on.
Here we go, paragraph 3, again. The reader is left unsure at the end of the story whether Rip Van Winkle had experienced a dream. Nope, I hate that.
I'm really glad.
Rip Van Winkle, I love that. Like, I know who that is now. Go look him up after this.
Paragraph 3, for the very last time, I swear to God. The reader is left unsure at the end of the story whether Rip. No, this is horrible. Why do I sound like this?
Never met George Washington, Georgie Wash.
No Georgie Wash. No Georgie Wash in the story.
That is being added in.
Yeah. I assume so, yeah.
We don't know.
Represents the American people's collective relief and joy at being independent. I'm so sorry.
Yep. Yay!